zetu, jumuiya yetu sote tulilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Viwandani na hata mashambani, tufanye kazi sote kwa makini, tujitoe kwa hali na mali, tuijenge jumuiya bora. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you, Mr. DJ. Please take your seats. Good morning once again, dear ladies and gentlemen. My name is Grace Nambogo, and I work here as the Public Relations Officer at the Directorate of Industrial Training. On behalf of the Chairman, Industrial Training Council, our dear Dr. Joseph Muvawala, and on behalf of the Director DIT, Mr. Patrick Biakatonda, I take this opportunity to welcome you all to the Directorate of Industrial Training, DIT, and all protocol is observed. We also take this opportunity to welcome our live audience who are watching us from across the country via UBC TV and NTV Uganda, most especially our colleagues here at DIT who are at home social distancing, and also the principals who are unable to join us today because of the prevailing circumstances. We are aware that the principals are watching from home. You're highly welcome. Today's ceremony is about the release of the Uganda Vocational Qualification Assessment results, which were conducted in the year 2019 by the Directorate of Industrial Training. We have a program already shared with you, members, and it shall run as follows. The arrivals are already done. The anthems are also done. We shall have a prayer given by Mrs. Joyce Chuanka Okot, which under remarks, the opening remarks shall be delivered by the chairperson, Industrial Training Council, Dr. Joseph Muvawala. Then he shall invite the Director DIT, Mr. Patrick Biakatonda, to give the statement of release, and then handover ceremony shall be conducted also. The doctor, our IT chairperson, shall invite the minister then, and then shall be followed by the Commissioner BTVET, Hajat Safina Musene, and then the representative of the Permanent Secretary, and then speech and official release of the 2019 UVQF assessment results by the Honorable Minister. Thereafter, we shall have a few questions from our colleagues from the press, and then we shall go back to the anthems, and then we shall close with a photo moment with the Minister. So right now, to begin the program, I kindly request Madam Pass, Mrs. Joyce Chuanka Okot, to give us the prayer. Thank you. You can come. Okay. The microphone is on.
Our chief guest, I would like to request that I open up my mask so that I can be heard audibly. Let's humble ourselves and pray. Our Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you, Lord, this morning. We thank you for this gathering, Lord, that we are here, Father, to release these results. We want to thank you for our leadership. We want to thank you, Lord, that they have been here working with us tirelessly. And today, Lord, we are going to release these results, and we pray that these results is going to have meaning in the lives of our students and the nation at large. We thank you, we glorify your holy name. We thank you that you've been able to bring everybody, Lord, for this release of the results. We give glory to you. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Thank you, Pas. Thank you, Mrs. Joyce. And right now, with much honor, please allow me to invite the Chairman, Industrial Training Council, our dear Dr. Joseph Muvawala, to deliver the opening remarks. Doctor, you're welcome.
The chief guest, let me seek your indulgence to remove the mask such that I can make these remarks in the most clear and concise way possible. I thank you for your indulgence. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am hoping that COVID did not affect your moods, but it looks like I am wrong. The Honourable Minister of State for Higher Education and our direct supervisor, here representing the Minister for Education and Sports, the officer in charge, acting Director for Higher Education, representing the PS of the Ministry of Education, the Commissioner of the most important commission I've always said and I keep maintaining, which is Business, Technical and Vocational Education, my colleagues, members of the Industrial Council, the Director, the mighty Director, I'll put that, colleagues from government organizations, the press, ladies and gentlemen. Honourable Minister, before I start, let me take this opportunity to introduce to you the team I work with in the Industrial Training Council. Otherwise, I will look like it is a one-man team. And today you are not able to see their faces. But I want to tell you, Honourable Minister, that they are all smiling. This is the first time I'm seeing the Industrial Training Council. Everybody here smiling. Am I wrong? Members of the council. Am I wrong? Yeah? I want to start with Mr. Mark Morrow. Mr. Mark Morrow, when I'm away, he takes charge of the Industrial Training Council. He's also the chairman of the Committee of Finance and Administration and Welfare. And Honourable Minister, as you see, the welfare around this place has greatly, greatly improved. We want to thank you and the director and staff. I want to introduce Mr. Ndemere Adrian. Honourable Minister, he represents the private providers of technical education in this country and is the chairperson for the Assessment and Standards Committee. Without appearing to reduce the importance of the person who takes over every time I'm away, without him, ITC does not exist. What we are doing today in assessment and standards is the core of this institution. I want to thank you, Mr. Moore. I want to introduce your own, Mr. Sempala Patrick. If the minister does not recognize you, then there's something wrong. Mr. Sempala Patrick is a friend of mine, and we worked too long in the Ministry of Education when I had no gray hair, sir. And he represents you on this ITC. I want to introduce to you Mrs. Joyce Kwesiga, and she represents NUTU. And she's a very calming influence of the ITC. Every time we are losing our heads, very calm. When you look at her, you have to calm down. So we want to thank you. I want to introduce to you Mr. Rima Ronald. Mr. Rima Ronald is one of the brightest people I've worked with, and he represents the National Union for Persons with Disability. Honorable Minister, I joined this group just last week. I was sneezing, and all of a sudden, my discs gave way. I became disabled for a whole month. I've just started walking again. So when we talk about this, we should know that we are all candidates, and we are anytime. Mr. Rima has been very influential in ensuring that we don't forget the people with disabilities on this ITC. And I hope Mr. Rima will also plan for me. I've joined completely. I have to be supported to stand. And I want to introduce Mr. Sengendo. Where is Mr. Sengendo? Uganda Manufacturers Association. But he's a very special. And recently I had to visit his company. Is it Mayondo? Honorable Minister, we don't have to import furniture anymore in this country. In these problems I've been visiting, and I have gone to Mayondo, yesterday I was in Erimu, even in the sickness, to see whether we are ready to replace and to levy the highest taxes that there can ever be on an imported chair. Honorable Minister, we are ready to. I can assure you. These people are operating at less than 30% capacity. But we continue to import chairs, even the one you are seated in, sir. And I hope that as a government, we will take serious action to ensure that we get this right. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Minister, allow me to denote that this is not just another routine release, but rather another breakthrough to socio-economic transformation of our motherland, Uganda. Today, we are releasing Occupational Competence-Based Assessment, OCBA, results for candidates across 4 economic sectors of the Ugandan economy. Honorable Minister, if you may, this time I've written this speech as an economist. The intention was to show Uganda that this institution is an economic instrument for this country. And the sectors we are dealing with today, Honorable Minister, is agriculture, is construction, is manufacturing, hospitality, and tourism. Honorable Minister, when people look at skills, they forget that they are the most sufficient condition you need to achieve socio-economic transformation. Honorable Minister, among the categories of candidates assessed and certified were students from vocational schools, institutes and colleges for skills acquired during the attachments for training, industrial training, trainees from the Uganda Government Prisons Skills Training Center, lead new lives with inherent dignity and value as human beings. Honorable Minister, we have employees of the National Water and Sewerage Corporation to deliver better services, workers of the Uganda National Road Authority to determine their employability. We have also assessed wiremen and domestic electricians under the Electricity Regulatory Authority, the ones we call CAMUFU. Honorable Minister, the moment we assess them, they cease to be CAMUFUs. They are competent people. We assess their ability to perform. Honorable Minister, we have also assessed the presidential initiative on skilling the boy and the girl child in urban areas to reduce the urban crime, and in the refugee settlements to increase the chances of their absorption in the Ugandan economy, among others. Honorable Minister, allow me to add that when you look at the scope and the breadth of our assessment, And also understand, and the director is here, that 60% of your skills are produced in the non-formal and informal settings. It is critical that the ministry and government at that lays more emphasis in this country, in this area, if we are going to have a balanced development that we talk about. If we are going to have a balance between those that can go to formal and those that cannot go to formal. It makes DIT and this institution, whatever name it will take when the restructuring is done, whatever name it will take, the principle is that it will exist. And whatever name it will take, it makes it the balancing institution for this country. It makes it the institution that recognizes that you can learn from anywhere. What we call prior learning. It gives a second chance to those who have learned in conditions that are different from the ones we are used to. Honourable Minister, we are hoping, and I will be telling your staff, because Honourable Minister, this is my second last release, I will not be here again after next year. By law, I would have wished to, if it could be amended. Honourable Minister, allow me to specifically remark that one, the assessment and certification of wiremen under the Electricity Regulatory Authority has not only increased efficiency of electricity usage in the country, but has also gone a long way to save lives that we could have otherwise lost due to electrocution and as a result of poor workmanship. We have all built, Honourable Minister, but how many of you ask your wiremen for their certificates before they wire your houses? Honourable Minister, we are moving towards a direction where you should stop as a government anybody working in this sector without having been certified. Because the capacity exists in your ministry to certify anybody for less than 100,000 shillings. Resources exist in the budget, and I want to thank the Commission and Director. They give us these resources to certify people. There is no reason why we should have people who are not certified, whose competence we don't understand, to do the most important noble function. No wonder, Honourable Minister, the failure to regulate or the weakness to regulate, we can now see falling buildings, we can see buildings burning every day. And the Minister of Education has been the biggest culprit. We have seen Gayaza High burnt twice in less than a year. Many of us saw the Budo Junior case, we can't forget. So we think that as a Minister of Education, we have the competence to assess. We have the assessors, we have the capacity. Honourable Minister, we are requesting that dualism in this sector stops. We don't have that authority. Our authority is to deliver for you the services. Honourable Minister, the employees of National Water and Sewage Corporation who joined the corporation as trench diggers now have certificates. And I want to challenge one of you. Bring the students from a technical institutes who have done welding and take them in National Water and ask them to weld that pipe when water is moving. If they ever weld it, I will stand down as chairperson of ITC with immediate effect. What does it say? That for you to enter the world of work, it does not matter where you study. Even in the trenches of National Water and Sewerage Corporation, you are in a school. And what has happened to these people, Honourable Minister? We have evidence, and I have directed the team that you must always follow the people we certify, because that is the only reason we can defend to the ministry that we still need resources. It's not enough for us to say we certify. Honourable Minister, we must show you value. And for us, our value is simple. Walk into national water, ask the people we have certified, ask them where they are permanently employed now. Yes, they are. Ask them whether they earn more. Yes, they are. Ask them whether they are more dignified. Yes, they are. Ask them whether they are living a better life. Yes, they are. So what we are seeing is a movement in the right direction. And Honourable Minister, we can improve. As you noticed, last year I was not speaking with this kind of energy. This year I am very, very confident that my team will not let you down. I also recall that we had a private conversation with you. I want to assure you, sir, that there is order in this institution right now. There is order in this institution. And it is always good to thank people when they still live. We have had some fights with my director, but those fights have been very fruitful. He is doing an excellent job in this place. And as I finish this speech, Honourable Minister, I will be telling you that we need to quickly think about the structure of this institution. It is within the speech, and I will talk about it when we get there. Now, there is something that has been disturbing the country. The employment certified workers by the Uganda National Roads Authority have reduced wreckage of expensive machinery and equipment used on road construction. Honourable Minister, you recall that the Cabinet approved that we buy tools for every district. And indeed, we bought them. Every district has a grader. But these graders are breaking down because they are being manned by people who are not competent. Honourable Minister, we are requesting. We have the ability. The graders exist. For us, we assess you where you are. Let there be a directive that we assess all people who are manning government instruments, particularly in the districts. The graders, it was close to $400 million of a loan. So for us to get value out of this, Honourable Minister, I am proposing, sir, that we get a directive and some minimal resources. It's only 50, is it 50,000? How much is it? 70. Only 70,000, sir. And we assess these people because we have the budget for the assessors, don't we? We want to assess, but when we go, these guys just run away. So, sir, we would like to see us helping you improve the efficiency of use of these machines so that they achieve the longest life that they can have. I can assure you, Honourable Minister, that 3 years ago, many of our Ugandan colleagues could not work on roads because they had no certification. I can also assure you, Honourable Minister, that the maintenance program of government for roads, gravel roads, depends on the operator of the grader. No other person. That one person knows the level of the road, is going to grade it for you, and there is a big difference between a competent grader operator and a juakali. Government is losing a lot of money. So we are ready, sir, to be deployed, and we are ready to go. Now, the certification of officers from UPDF, and many of them have had increments in their salaries. My appeal to our partners now, I have already appealed to you, sir, ERA, UNRA, National Water, among others. It's not enough for us to certify wiremen. These wiremen, there must be a structure in government of checking on what they do in people's houses. It is important that ERA thinks about this. It's also not enough for us to certify people who do grading. There must be standards that they use to operate. Honourable Minister, let me now return to the assessment itself. The candidates were assessed for competencies in full occupation level 1. And I am going to ask the director that this time as you release these results, let Ugandans understand what a full competence level 1 is. It's not my job. I'm a policy person. And I will not attempt to, because I might mess up your work. So as you release these results, Let Ugandans know the competence these people have. If you have released 100, what competence are they? That is the most important thing if we are going to deliver what we deliver. And this level, sir, recognizes basic knowledge and skills and the ability to apply learning with guidance or supervision. Honourable Minister, you know that when we advertise, we say we want people who work with minimum supervision. When we give you that level, it means you have to be supervised. We have also assessed people for level 2, which recognizes the ability to gain good knowledge and understanding of the subject area of work and perform varied tasks with some guidance, This statement is with you. I hope everybody will read it to see the detail of this. Then we also have level 3, which recognizes the ability to gain, where relevant, apply a range of knowledge, skills, and understanding. And then we have level 4, which recognizes specialists. So when the director is presenting the levels, you should be akin to what kind of people we are. I think last year was one of the highlights of my term. I was very excited when I saw PhDs being leveled at 2. Meaning that you have all the knowledge in this world, but for God's sake, you don't have the competence to weld. In other words, respect the welder who puts in practice your knowledge that you draw. Honourable Minister, in terms of gender responsiveness, the manufacturing subsector registered the highest number of female candidates. And I hope my director will explain what manufacturing subsector is. And those of us here, when you look at this, we have a list of the occupations that we assess currently. Honourable Minister, the results to be released today have details on candidates with special needs and shall be detailed in the statement that my director will raise to you. Honourable Minister, I have also stated that the quality of any assessment has a strong and positive correlationship, if not causation, with the quality of the assessors. The moment we get wrong assessors, the moment we assess wrongly, we are giving you butwa, poison. So, Honourable Minister, as you assess us and director, always look at the competence of our assessors. The moment those are right, our certificates are right. I want to assure you that we have done an audit of these, and the committee chair is here, and we are going to continue improving, because that is going to be the quality mark of DIT, or whatever name the institution will attain when the restructuring is done. And for that kind, I also want to call on the director and team to ensure that we don't compromise on the quality of our assessments. If I was to write an economic function for you, assessment is the sufficient, assessment and qualification are the sufficient condition for any workforce in a country. And I can write as many functions for you as you may wish. But please don't ask me to weld, because I'll have no competence. Honourable Minister, in line with the DIT Act, as the current law is in force, the Directorate of Industrial Training has moved a step towards developing the requisite statutory instruments under Section 18, subsection D, paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, page 12 of that Act. The intention of this to prescribe the statutory instrument is we want a statutory instrument for assessment and certification. And we hope that the drafts of these statutory instruments that have been developed will be submitted to the ministry for review. I hope so. Good. These instruments will now detail what happens in assessment, What are the levels of assessment? What are the quality of assessors, such that you can read and check what is happening. The other one is on accreditation and inspection of assessment centers. And then promotion of competence-based business technical training. And the last one is apprenticeship training. Honourable Minister, allow me to divert a little bit from the speech. We have been assessing, but there has been a very serious problem. I also know that you're a member of parliament, and you know that the most recent crisis we had in the country was the crisis of closing Crane Bank. And the central bank was being asked, yes, you closed the central bank. Where are the guidelines you used to close? Most of the officials had guidelines in their heads. They had never sat down to write down these guidelines and make them public. An instrument makes the assessment guidelines and all other guidelines a public document. Mr. Director, what you have now is not a public document. If somebody took us to court, he would win a case against us. And Honourable Minister, for the existence of this institution, 1971, is it? 1972, there has been no instrument issued by the ITC. That is a major failing, which ITC now, the current one, wants to address. And 4 of them, of those instruments, are ready. And I want to thank the technical team, the assessment team. I hope now you have done all those legal consultations. You now must do our mother ministry. And I hope you will submit all those to ensure that we are in line with policy and that we are not doing things outside the law. Honourable Minister, we are very obedient servants here. I want to inform you, sir, that we have them in place. And let me take this opportunity to congratulate you, Honourable Minister, and the Permanent Secretary, and the Commissioner, because I saw you the signatures, for accomplishing a very fundamental milestone of having a TVET policy for this country. Honourable Minister, as you know, I am, and I'm not bragging, I am quite an accomplished planner in this world, not only on the continent. Yesterday we were celebrating Black Lives Matter. I am one of those. But Honourable Minister, the tragedy in this country is that we always run to make laws without having policies. And we learned this from the people who give us money. When the World Bank gives you money, the first thing they want to do is protect their money. So they quickly ask you to do a Procurement and Disposal Act. And then you have a Procurement and Disposal Act for 10 years without a procurement policy. Then along the way, you get COVID. And the Procurement Act of the World Bank cannot procure COVID. Yet the policy should have specified extenuating circumstances that would allow you to apply special procurement methods. That's why it is critical, sir. And I want to congratulate you again that this policy is in place. We want to thank you for a job well done. Honourable Minister, I have read and appreciated, and we are in support of the reforms contained in the 3 documents, but I've come forth with the following highlights, particularly on the implementation standards. We want to thank you when you read page 27, and we are very proud as the ITC now that we feature prominently in the standards, which is a critical. ITC, I think we need to clap for the minister. I can tell you, sir, I chaired very uncomfortable ITC meetings when word came out that DIT will be no more. It was very uncomforting. But when this document came out, sir, I want to thank you again, because last year I made the same statement. Now I am thanking you, sir. And in my culture, we clap in an organized way. Not this one. to the minister. We want to thank you on behalf of this country, and thank you again every day. This institution called DIT is a critical institution for the development of this country. We contend that it should be kept. We can change its form. We can change its management. But never should this country ever think of not having it. Because you'll have problems of even having the same level of standards in East Africa. So we are so excited in this release that this has happened. We know, Honourable Minister, that the Directorate of Industrial Training shall then be the checkpoint of all knowledge and skills in the country, implying that all persons will be required by default to be assessed by the Directorate of Industrial before entering the world of. We do not want you, DIT, in things that do not concern you. Yeah? The ITC has been very clear. That has been the source of problems. When I see people saying there is what? You call it what? You people use technical words. There is a what? Between UBTEB and it can never be. The policy is now very clear. You are above that. Don't go there. Leave other people do their work and wait for you to assess for the world of. And I hope that the director will work with us to remove all the excess fat we have been doing to other people, such that these people concentrate on their work. World of work. That way we will not have problems in this country. I shudder when I hear people saying you are conflicting with the. Why should you conflict? For you are the gate man. We should be waiting. People have been trained, have been examined in UBTEB. We check their level of competence. It's not a one-to-one that when you have a UBTEB certificate of a diploma, you are competency too. No. We could check and find you are one. And that way, Honourable Minister, will be giving you feedback that the technical institutions are not bringing out people of the relevant competence that we need. Because a diploma should ideally be level what? Level 4. Yeah, but when we test you, in real work, and we find that you are level 1, that is the best monitoring structure, Honourable Minister, you can ever have. And commission, and then you will be able to have a system that works. I don't want to divulge too much. My humble request to you, Honourable Minister, is that for the good of this country, the restructuring of this directorate should be expedited in line with the policy, given that it is in existence and it is for establishment like other structures aforementioned. Please note that this restructuring process is also in line with the NRM manifesto on page 43. It was required that we would restructure DIT to align it with its role of checking people who are going to the world of work. And sir, I have been having an acting director for how many years? For the time I have been the chairperson of the ITC. I have had an acting director. And that is worrisome. We have a competent director seated here, Honourable Minister. And even if this institution changes, you will still have a director. And Honourable Minister, I also have people here who have worked for years. They are not yet on the government payroll. And yet the structures exist in the old structure. I am proposing, sir, that we do our work and submit to you people who are now fit to be interviewed for positions, Director, Madam, to fit these positions, because it is going to have a rip-off effect to the institution. And very soon you will have a succession problem. I'm glad that now I have 2 directors. We want this institution to grow organically. And sir, I hope that when I make this submission, it's not in my competence, but we will do it and submit it to the authorities. We will be supported to have, you know, when you act, you are still acting. You could easily go back to your old position. Even when you use that car, director's car, you sit on the side. You are not yet firm. When I see Katonda seated in the car, Honourable Minister, I see him on the side. I say, oh Jesus, 3 years acting. So, Honourable Minister, when we read the TVET standards and guidelines, they are silent on the governing body for the new DIT. So as we do the principles, this institution, not that we should have a governing body which is above the ITC, the council, but any institution in a country should always have governance. Kind of a small board, whatever you call it, which will manage the institution on your behalf. Because you do not want now the council to dive out of its regulation work to start managing other institutions. So as we do the principles, I think it is important that we provide a subordinate council, whatever name we call it, but subordinate to the main council. And since I'm a very good subordinate, I could lead it again. But, Honourable Minister, I conclude and take this opportunity to further thank you, thank your Permanent Secretary, and thank your directors for the continued technical and financial support rendered to the institution and the Directorate of Training. At this point, I want to thank our development partners, not here with us, but including PSFU, Enabel, Quaker, KFW, JICA, GIZ, our other partners are UNRWA, they are also our development partners. Please, you mention them. The parents who pay are our partners. The people who take our assessment, we want to thank them for accepting to take our assessment. I want to thank the press and the media, the Uganda Police, other security agencies, assessors, heads of assessment centers, parents and guardians, experts from the industry, most of whom not here with us because of this COVID thing, and for their valuable support to the Directorate. I want to thank the Director most sincerely for a job well done. I would like to particularly thank the Director for putting down the storm in DIT. Honourable Minister, as we discussed, you told me about this. I want to thank him. Today, everybody who has been here notices that everybody is going about their work and everybody is contributing. The moment I see a director giving orders in public, I begin to understand there is a problem. I did not see him give any orders. The moment you don't see respect and hierarchy in an institution, you begin to see a problem. I do not see that anymore in this institution. I do not have, as an ITC, to handle small squabbles. I have not seen these people serve for the last 3 months. I have not seen you for the last 3 months. I used to call them every day to my office. I have not seen them. They are going about their work, and they are going about their work efficiently and effectively. When I see a team, I see a motivated team. Let me take this opportunity to thank the Chairperson of Finance and Administration and Welfare for being fair to everybody in this institution. I don't think we have anybody who is complaining about contracts. That was the order of the day. Giving people contracts of 6 months and putting them on the tenterhooks as if they are not human beings. You work for 1 month and you start beginning, where am I going next? So we have cleaned up all that. You will not hear that. I am hoping that next year when if the law has not changed, when the new chair comes, he will become more strategic than myself. I had to involve myself in a few things I didn't like. Director, thank you for listening, and thank you for doing what we ask you to do. I now want, before I call the Director, to thank you again, Honourable Minister, for always listening to us. At one time, we seemed like we were stubborn clients. You could always see a letter from the chairman, ITC. We were doing this for the good of this country, and we thank you for listening. Commissioner Bitivet very soon was going to get tired of me. So now again you have done this. People, what is happening? I only wanted to protect an institution that is very unique and can never be merged with any other. That is all, Honorable Minister. I also want to thank God that I have ever worked for the Ministry of Education. And I don't think many economists in this world can speak about skills the way I speak about skills. They are not there. I am the only one. Because I take time to understand the people I'm working for. That's what the planners should be. Planners should not be seated threatening you with a budget. They should understand your work and guide you in delivering your work. I want to end by saying, it is a choice. We can choose not to plan and plan to fail. May God bless you, Honourable Minister. I am hoping with this timetable that has come out, we will see you again, sir. I am confident we will, because I also do my research in Luwere a lot. I don't think anybody can dare. We are waiting for you, sir, to come back, and we will be here to serve you, and to serve you graciously and with a smile. May God bless you. Can we clap for the minister? Can we also clap for the staff? A job well done. Can we clap for our ministry officials? Clap for the ITC. And how about clapping for me? Bless you. Can I take this opportunity to invite the director? I call him the mighty director. If you disturb him, he will go through your wall. Can you please come and present these results? And I have taken a lot of time, sir, because this is my day, and it is the last time I'm speaking this long. I thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Honorable Minister, allow me to adjust the mask because my speech is wrong, so such that I can read it properly. Honorable Minister, the release is for occupational-based assessment. We have full level and we have modules. Honorable Minister, as Chair requested me to elaborate, what is occupational? Occupational is a job. And what we do in DIT, it is occupational-based assessment. In other words, we can't give you, we give a certificate in a specific, you are a cook, that is an occupation. So within the cook, you can be at level 1, that is, it is a full occupation. Level 1 means you work under maximum supervision. Level 2, minimal supervision. At level 3, you are a supervisor. At level 4, you are a master craftsman, beginning. Then level 5, as you enter the max, what we call the master craftsman, goes on increasing the level. So you are a cook. That is the occupation, the job. You can be a cook when you have never gone to school. You have run informally. You can be a cook when you have finished from the institutions. You have done hotel and institution catering. But the one who makes you a cook is DIT. That is the difference. When you see our occupations, that is, you are either a cook, you are a farmer, a fish farmer. That is what we give. You can be a fish farmer when you have never gone to school. So for us, we make you a profession. Honorable Minister, even yesterday, the Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Sempija, visited us, and he appreciated. He heard what was troubling, what was disturbing his head, that how can he make farmers professionals? They can be made professionals from Directorate of Industrial Training with levels of competence. So, Honorable, occupational-based assessment. Level 1, level 2, those are full levels. Then we have the modules. That is what we are going to release. Allow me to go through the protocol. The First Lady and Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, who is represented by Minister of State for Higher Education, the Permanent Secretary, represented by the current Director HTVET, who has been the supervisor of me for a long time. So when you see what I'm doing, whether good or bad, it is her indirectly who is doing the job. As yesterday I was telling the viewers of UBC TV, in mathematics, thank you for bringing the program where selected teachers, the good teachers, they come and teach on UBC TV and on radio. So one of my students or team was the one splitting numbers, mathematics A level. So indirectly, when you see when they are teaching mathematics, I'm the one teaching mathematics. Commissioner Bitvet, I have not forgotten you. The chairman and the members of the Industrial Training Council, directors and commissioners, staff of DIT, please, I have my deputy, the deputies, Dr. Kumu, he's the host for this function. Then we have Madam Muchara, he's the one who makes the curriculum to summarize for the world of work. We call them assessment and training packages. I have also Madam Joyce Chwan-Kokot, who is heading the finance and admin. So the entire organization is her in charge. We have the public relations officer, and some of our staff, they are outside. Those who are inside, please, can you stand up? We have also the assistant. Honorable Minister, our staff are highly trained and they are sponsored by the Industrial Training Council. The ones you see, they are trained as marketeers by Uganda Management Institute. Because our role is to market not only DIT, we can even market the entire BTVET. So, Hajat, you can always borrow our services. Honorable Minister, the Directorate of Industrial Training, with pleasure, presents to you the results of 2019 occupational assessment for full occupations, that is level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4, and modular assessment. This is in line with section 14H of the BTVET Act, which clearly mandates the Directorate to assess and award Uganda vocational qualifications. I'm pleased to report that this is the 9th series of the occupational-based competence results under the Uganda vocational framework to be released by the Directorate. Honorable Minister, the total candidate. A total of 62,772 candidates registered for 2019 UVQ full occupation. That is level 1, level 2, level 3, and modular assessment from 1,089 assessment centers in 75 occupations, compared to 45,957 candidates from 1,006 assessment centers in 61 occupations, which was done in 2018. This represents a percentage increase of 36.6% of the number of candidates registered. Then we have also 8.3% of the number of centers and 23% of the number of occupations. Honorable Minister, a total of 43,473, that is 69.3% are female candidates, and 19,299, that is 30.7%, are male candidates. Honorable Minister, you are seeing a very big number of female here. Compared to the female, we had in last year we had 27,285, and then the male we had 18,672. We are registered as shown in the table. The table summarizes, it shows you the number of female, the number of male, and then the percentages, and also it compares with 2018. Honorable Minister, candidates with special needs. A total of 169 candidates with special needs were registered from some of the following centers. We have Mbare Secondary and Vocational for the Deaf. Honorable Minister, I think the First Lady needs to know that institution. They sang for her during Women's Day. But that institution is assessed by DIT. Then we have Uganda Society for the Deaf, Uganda National Association of the Blind, a FATA vocational training school. It is for the deaf and dumb. Uganda National Association for the Deaf in Mukono. Of those 133, that is 78.7% candidates, were female, and 36.3 were male, as shown in the table below. Honorable Minister, candidates registered from secondary schools. Honorable Minister, to clarify, here we are not going to give them a UNEB certificate. We just assess them for their competence for the world of work. And they get level 1, such that when they are entering the industry, they should be under maximum supervision. In other words, they should not, you know, the employers, they have equipment. For instance, tailoring, we have industrial machinery, which is used for tailoring. So somebody can easily destroy an equipment which is costly if you don't know his or her level. So this is what we are doing with secondary school. A total of 1,094 candidates were registered from 26 secondary schools. Of these, 557, 50.9% candidates were female, and 537, 49.1% candidates were male, as shown in the table below. These candidates were assessed at level 1 in senior 3. Honorable Minister, our level 1 is comparable, I cannot equate, is comparable to A level, I mean to O level, senior 4. Then our level 2 is comparable to A level. However, it is also comparable to certificate 2. Our level 3 is comparable to advanced certificate. Our level 4 is comparable to a diploma. Level 5 to a higher diploma. Level 6, that is comparison. They are not the same. However, our qualifications are recognized both in the world of work and in the education system as per the DIT Act. So, Honorable Minister, we have also categories from the primary schools. Honorable Minister, what allow me to open this law, the legal framework? What we are doing is within the law. When you go to DIT Act, Section 4, it says principles and concepts of the DIT Act. Part D, the skills are acquired. It says to recognize skills that are both formally and non-formally acquired. So if you have acquired the skills and they are not recognized, then it is illegal. This is by the Act of Parliament. So we have to recognize those skills from primary, from secondary, from as long as they are skills, they have to be recognized. A total of 729 candidates were registered from a primary school, one. It is called Mbara Municipal Primary School. Of these, 387, that is 53% candidates were female, and 342, 47% candidates were male. What you need to recognize, Honorable Minister, this is a UPE school, and we don't charge UPE. So for any UPE or USE, you have skills, you just inform us, we come and assess, we don't charge you. But what is also important, in this primary school, the head teacher and the teachers, they sat for the same assessment as their pupils. And Honorable Minister, for us, our assessment, there is no cheating. It is hands on the machine. Otherwise, maybe the children would have been attempted to cheat from the headmaster if he's sitting for the same assessment. However, it is practical, it is hands on the machine, as we have seen some of the scripts on our screen. Honorable Minister, I have the number of assessment centers which were registered by levels. We have occupational level and we have modular. I have already explained occupational, that is level 1, level 2, level 3. Modules is a component within an occupation. A full occupation, you are a cook. However, within the cook, you can just only know African cuisine, Ruombo. Then that is a what? A module. But after getting those modules, before you get a full occupation, then you need to get all the modules in the occupation. Then we start with level 1 and as we go up. Honorable Minister, I have also shown the number of candidates for occupation assessment. Full occupation 11,520 and modular assessment 51,252. Honorable Minister, a total of 11,520 candidates registered for occupation assessment. 6,015, that is 52.2%, were registered for level 1 occupation. Then 5,210 were registered for 45.2 candidates. Then we had 176 candidates who registered for level 3. Then occupational assessment at level 4, 116 candidates registered for level 4 are shown in page 6. Honorable Minister, as you go up, the number is still reducing. Why? Controlling of quality. The base keeps on what? Narrowing. However, from level 3, they are mainly in the industry setting, the actual one. That is where we do the assessment from. Honorable Minister, out of a total of 11,520 candidates registered for a full occupation assessment, 5,177, that is 40.9%, were female, and 6,343, 55.1 candidates were male, as shown in Table 7. Honorable Minister, for the modular assessment, a total of 51,252 candidates registered from 544 assessment centers and 4 economic sectors. Of these, 38,296, that is 74.4% candidates, were female, and 12,956, that is 25.3% candidates, were male, and as shown in Table 8. Honorable Minister, we have sectors, we have agriculture sector, we have construction, we have manufacturing, tourism, and hospitality. As His Excellency stated, the first three are the real economy: the agriculture, the construction, and the manufacturing. Then the tourism and hospitality, they are the economy, the second one. But what to note, Honorable Minister, under the manufacturing sector, we registered the highest number, that is at 23,588, constituting 46.0% of the total number of the registered candidates. Honorable Minister, in the construction sector, we registered the highest numbers of male. That is where we have the majority of the male under construction, which is 5,480, as shown in Table 9. Honorable Minister, what do you need to note for the manufacturing? Actually, DIT is good even for the training institution, because we are a member of Uganda Manufacturers Association. We signed a memorandum of understanding. And the chairman has already shown you a council member who is in that respect. But we are also a member of Uganda Manufacturers Association. We have a commercial building in Yuma showground. We don't pay rent, we earn rental income. Honorable Minister, performance. Let me start with full occupation. Honorable Minister, the number of successful candidates were 9,992. That is 87.1%, compared to 8,934 who were successful in 2018. The refer were 202, that is 1.7%. Unsuccessful 724, 6.1%, and absent 602, that is 5.1%. Compared to last year, in terms of, there was an increase by 729 candidates. However, there is a percentage reduction of 6.2 in performance as compared to 2018. Honorable Minister, the other one is for full occupation. Then we go to levels, level 1, level 2, level 3. How did they perform? In level 1, 5,143, that is 85.5%, performed, were successful, compared to 4,414, which that year, 2018, it was 91.7%. Then the refer were 81, 1.3%. The unsuccessful were 434, that is 7.2%. The absent were 357, that is 6%. In terms of performance for level 2, there was an increase in number. However, there was a percentage reduction. There was a percentage reduction as shown above. Honorable Minister, in terms of performance, level 2 full occupation is also given. 4,605, 88.4% candidates were successful. 101.9% candidates were referred. Then we had 285 candidates were unsuccessful. Then we had 220, they were absent. Compared to 2018, there was an increase in number of candidature and also improvement in the pass rate by numbers. However, by percentage, there was a reduction by 8%. Honorable Minister, for level 3, full occupation, we had 151 candidates and 84.4% were successful. None refers, 5 unsuccessful, and 23 absent. When you compare with 2018, the number of successful candidates increased by 115, but the percentage performance reduced by 8% as shown in table 13. Level 4. Honorable Minister, level 4, this is our first time to assess at level 4, so there is nothing to compare with. In terms of level 4, full occupation assessment, 93, that is 80.2% candidates were successful. 21, 18.1% candidates were referred. We are unsuccessful, and 2, that is 1.7% candidates were absent as shown in table 14. In terms of performance of these candidates in secondary schools, also in particular, 991, that is 90.6 candidates were successful. 1, that is 0.1 candidates were referred. 59, that is 5.4% candidates were unsuccessful. And 43, that is 3.9 candidates were absent, as shown in table 15. Honorable Minister, modular assessment. In terms of performance for modular assessment, 47,414, that is 90.5% candidates were successful. 639, 1.3% candidates were unsuccessful, and 3,199, 6.2% candidates were absent, as shown in table 16. Honorable Minister, the coordination reports revealed that these candidates who were absent completed the training and joined the world of work without attaching importance to assessment. The statistics also show that the percentage of absenteeism has decreased. When you compare 7.4% who was absent in 2018 to 6.2% who were absent in 2019. Honorable Minister, out of the total of 48,053 candidates assessed for the modular assessment, 47,414, 98.7% candidates were successful, and 631, 1.3% candidates were unsuccessful. So overall performance by gender is also indicated in table 17. Honorable Minister, allow me to report on the assessment of candidates with special needs. A total of 116 candidates with special needs were registered from the various assessment centers. Out of these ones, 133, that is 78.7% were female and 39 were male. Out of those ones, 160, that is 94.6 were successful. 1.8% candidates were unsuccessful, and 3.6 candidates were absent, as shown in table 18. In terms of performance of candidates in primary school, 710, that is 97.4% candidates were successful. 0.2% candidates were unsuccessful, and 2.4% candidates were absent, as shown in table 19. Honorable Minister, we also assessed inmates in Ruzira prison, a total of 96 inmates. Female 18, male 78 were assessed from Uganda Government Prisons Skills Training Center to Ruzira. We also, Honorable Minister, we assessed candidates in Karamoja sub-region, that is 649, the female 325, the male and 324. We are mentioning this one for equitable access. So those ones were from the district of Bim, Kotido, Moroto, Nakapiripirita, and Napak. Honorable Minister, the non-formal training program was conducted in 4 regions comprising of 94 districts in the country, and the regions Central 19 districts, Eastern 25 districts, Northern 25 districts, and Western 25 districts. Honorable Minister, achievements. What have we achieved? Number 1, the Directorate over the years registered an increase in number of candidates for occupational competency-based assessment for the world of work. That is 17,057 candidates in 2016, 22,526 candidates in 2017, 45,957 candidates in 2018, and now 62,772 candidates in 2019. As you see, the increment is geometric. Honorable Minister, the number of female candidates has increased from 27,285 in 2018 to 43,473 candidates in 2019, which is 61% increment. Honorable Minister, the Directorate has also registered the increase in number of assessment centers for occupational competency-based assessment. The accredited center now stands at 2,166 for both full occupational assessment center and modular assessment center. As a result of your directive last year, where you cautioned training providers to desist from issuing their own certificates, which is contrary to what I read from the DIT Act. We are witnessing increasing number of candidates who registered for assessment. And Honorable Minister, DIT can accredit institutions or companies for assessment. So that's why we have the numbers are increasing. Honorable Minister, the Directorate has also registered an increase in number of occupations in which candidates are being assessed. This is attributed to the flexibility in assessment as provided in the DIT Act. Honorable Minister, DIT has developed standards for tourist guide, entrepreneur, mechatronic technicians, level 4, diagnostic technician, and industrial electrical technician at level 4. A total of 14,800 assessment and training packages, ATPs, were printed in various occupations. Honorable Minister, the assessment and training packages are like a curriculum, but it is an industrial-based curriculum, or call it a trade test curriculum. It is a booklet, and it shows what is to be done, and it follows the same process of DACAM. The Directorate has also continued to assess and certify workers of National Water and Sewage Corporation. The increment in years, in 2017, they were 2010. 2018, there were 227 candidates. In 2019, there were 332. For the first time, this is the biggest number from National Water, but also the female, they used it to be small, but here the female has increased up to 78. Honorable Minister, we thank my chairman for Federation of Uganda employers. DIT is a platinum member of Federation of Uganda Employers, and our chairman is Dr. Engineer Silver Mugisha, who is the chairman of UBTEP. So he's also our biggest customer in this area of assessment. However, what you should also note, these people already have degrees, they have diplomas, they have masters, especially for customer service advisor. They already have masters, but they come for that package to improve the performance of the organization. And we developed a package together with them for that one. We have also developed another package for sewage technician, and we shall be submitting it to PS for your endorsement. Honorable Minister, the Directorate also assessed and certified workers of Uganda National Roads Authority, and my chairman has also already talked about it. Honorable Minister, the number of secondary schools have also increased. We had 15 in 2018, 27 in 2019. Now, the ones who had registered for this year, they are 53, including one of the first school on the list is the chairman's school, Usoga College Mwiri, also registered for DIT, trade test assessment. Honorable Minister, what you should note, we are also the partner in the lower secondary curriculum. However, that assessment will come around 2022. So these ones, they prefer to have that package to guide them when they are entering the world of work. We also assessed and certified pupils of Mbara Primary School, as I have also mentioned. The director also assessed and certified the wireman, domestic electrician. We assessed a total of 335. Honorable Minister, we have a contract to assess like 4,000, the CAMUFU. So what we are doing is operation by CAMUFU. And Honorable Minister, once we assess them, then they go to Electricity Regulatory Authority. Automatically they get a wireman's certificate, which allows them to wire. Because here we categorize, these ones are for domestic electrician. And please, if you are a domestic electrician, don't wire for industrial. There is also industrial electrician. Honorable Minister, the Director assessed the candidates in level 4 for the first time, as I have already said. The Director also assessed and is continuing to assess the candidates under the presidential initiative on skilling the boy and girl child in urban areas to reduce urban crime. A total of 8,601. The male are 892. The female 7,709 candidates were assessed and certified by DIT. Honorable Minister, this is what His Excellency talks about and what is referred to as the Nachobe group. So this group is assessed by the Directorate of Industrial Training. However, we don't charge them the assessment fee. The ministry pays us. So we thank you, Honorable Minister, for supporting us. The Directorate assessed and certified and will continue candidates under Skills Development Fund, SDF, and in the sectors of construction, manufacturing, and agriculture. This one is under the private sector. I am also pleased to report that out of the 1,197 registered assessors, 984 assessors have been validated and classified in their respective levels of competence. And we have over 2,500 new applicants. Honorable Minister, the Directorate conducted 3 labor market scan in Jinja, Mbarara, and West Nile regions to establish economic activities and occupations worth developing in standards. This enables DIT to develop demand-driven assessment and training packages. Honorable Minister, the Directorate continues to conduct assessment in refugee settlement of Rwamwanja and Chaka in Kamwenje, Nyakivara in Isingiro, Nyumanz and Ayiro in Ajuman, Reno Camp in Arua, Yoyo in Yumbe, Panyador in Kiriandongo. The host also benefit from this skills training program. The total of 1,646 were assessed under refugee program. The male, the female were 651 and the male 995. Refugees are attracted, Honorable Minister, to this occupational-based assessment because they are assessed in Swahili or their languages. The languages of the refugees are dialects of the Ugandan languages. When you go to West Nile, they speak, those refugees, they speak a language similar to West Nile. You go to Western, they speak a similar language. You go to Kasese area, they speak almost the same language. So it is easier because the DIT will assess, we can assess you in any language of your choice. Honorable Minister, the Directorate developed its own information system, ICT. We have experts here. It was cheaper for us, and we can now register online. We shall continue developing this area together. We use UNEB. UNEB has the best. So we are working hand in hand to see that they train our staff here. The Directorate developed, the Directorate was awarded the certificate of being the best visionary business, technical, vocational education and training, quality assurance education body for the year 2019. Honorable Minister, when you see the attachment, those certificates are attached for evidence. I know you need evidence, so everything is attached. Even we were recognized by Uganda Revenue Authority. It is also attached in 2018 because these people we are assessing, when they go for employment, they contribute towards the tax and development. So we are recognized. Even the membership, UMA, Uganda Small Scale Industries, Federation of Employers, all the evidence is attached on my speech. Honorable Minister, the Directorate also emerged as the winner of Education and Sports Sector Gala in 2019. So we are the champion. We don't know whether this year it will be held. Honorable Minister, finally, all transcripts and certificates have been printed and they are ready. Honorable Minister, the challenges. Honorable Minister, the one is inadequate funding. We appreciate we are receiving subvention for all the activities. However, the cost of conducting competency-based assessment is still high, so which we request for more funding. There is limited materials for assessment on the side of assessment centers. There is also inadequate tools and equipment during assessment. COVID-19 has also come as a challenge. It has affected the formal and informal sectors. Some of the organizations like SPEDA, which is sponsored by Ministry of Education and Sport, completed the training, but the assessment has not been done for this year. So when we are through, maybe we shall present them. Honorable Minister, allow me to mention, because many people, the ones who are viewing us, they don't know our fee for the candidates. What do they pay? For modules, you pay 70,000. That is the assessment fee. If you have 2 modules, 90,000. So for the workers' pass, 150,000. Maybe what is the workers' pass? The workers' pass is workers practically acquired skill. It is a booklet. It recognizes skills which are acquired. You acquire a skill when you are working. So you don't need to go back to school. We certify you and then we give you a workers' pass. So that is the cost. Then at level 2, 80,000, and level 3, 100,000. Level 2, 100,000. Level 3, 150,000. Then level 4 is also 250,000. Honorable Minister, we have had good collaborations with the private sector, especially the Skills Development Fund and Madamu Viyinzika. We have Electricity Regulatory Authority, Federation of Uganda Employers, where engineer is our chairperson, Uganda Manufacturers Association, where Madam Murwana is our chairperson, Uganda Small Scale Industries Association, Uzia, Katwe Small Scale Industries, Kasida, National Water and Sewage Corporation, Uganda National Road Authority, UNRA, Kampala Capital City Authority, KCCA, Uganda Association of Private Vocational Institutions, UGAPRIV, and TechnoServe Business Solution for Poverty, MasterCard, and MasterCard Foundation. Honorable Minister, allow me to give acknowledgement. Let me express my gratitude to you and the entire Ministry of Education and Sports for the continued support rendered to the Directorate, particularly for funding our activities, and also for policy issues and policy guidance. We appreciate the leadership and the role of Industrial Training Council. We have also a Minister of Gender and Labor representative. I think maybe Chairman had forgotten her. The Directorate is very grateful to Enabel, which was formerly BTC. It is supporting DIT. We are also grateful to COICA, HWK, JICA, TechnoServe, National Water, UNRA, Harvest Foundation, Palm Corps, COFAD, UZIA, and GIZ for supporting the development of training and assessment standards. We thank all our assessors for the service rendered to this country. I also thank the staff of the Directorate for the work well done. Thank you very much. But very important, I thank the staff of Urgogo Vacation. The principal is here, sharing. Maybe he has moved out. We thank you for the good cooperation. Honorable Minister, the Directorate appreciates support from the Uganda Police and other security agencies in the conduct of assessment. The Directorate thanks the press and the media for the support in skills development awareness. Please continue to make people aware of what happens in skills development. In conclusion, I congratulate the candidates and the centers. I encourage the candidates to continue upgrading their skills competency up to the highest level of competency within their occupation. Finally, Honorable Minister, the Directorate is committed to continue conducting skills occupational competency-based assessment and certification for the world of work in the BITVET subsector as mandated in the BITVET Act of 2008. Results and all certificates are already for correction immediately you finish the release. We shall always work together as we continue promoting employable skills. Let me take this honor, Honorable. I want to hand over the results to the chairman, who will then hand over to you. Honorable, we have so many books here, they are 10 in numbers. Because if I say 62,000, that is a big number. We are picking some to hand them over to the chairman, who will hand it over to you.
Honorable Minister, this is the time for you to make some comments, your comments, such that they are covered live, and then we will do other things after you have made your comments. Let me take this opportunity quickly to tell you, sir. Yes? Oh, I will hand over to the PS. Okay, let me take this opportunity quickly to tell you, sir, we do not, I think this institution can make its own money. Director, that should be one of our KPIs. We can make our own resources. We don't have to burden the minister. He already has enough problems. I am aware that we are cutting the budget now. So requests for further funding are not very acceptable. So the director is going to work very hard. We have the capacity. There are people who want to take these assessments, and we will look for our own money, in addition to whatever little the ministry will give us. Lastly, Honourable Minister, I have been assessing your budget, and I want to take this opportunity to tell you this, that in this country, you will not be able to deliver skills with the national budget. It is practically impossible. The kind of resources we need to deliver BTVET they are too high. So we want to request you, Honourable Minister, to think about the levy which is in the law. Kenya has done it. Every time you sleep in Kenya, in a hotel, you pay percentage. No wonder they have better hoteliers than ourselves. When you go to Tanzania, people are paying a tax for the skill that government invests in. And lastly, let me introduce my member, Madina Friday, from Gender. They didn't give me the name there. So I thank you for coming. And then Ms. Namwanje Veronica from Uganda Small Scale Industries Association. PS, can you quickly come in and invite the minister? No, the protocol. It is just a second. The BTVET calls the PS calls the minister. It will take a second. It won't be long.
Can you BC kindly bear with us?
Yeah, it is going to take a second. But I have to respect my bosses in this endeavor.
Thank you very much, Chair of ITC, the Honourable Minister of Education and Sports, protocol observed because of time, ladies and gentlemen. Honourable Minister, I have about 3 laws to do this morning. One is to officially introduce Dr. Jane Egao Oko, who is my immediate supervisor, acting director higher TVET. And we all know that before we went for COVID, Mr. Robert Ochenji was the director and he retired, and now Dr. Jane has taken on. Two, I want to introduce the principal for UGAPRIV as a good pattern as we manage COVID, and the Honourable Minister yesterday we informed you that we are doing a lot of consultation. Mr. Odian stand up for recognition. And of course, Honourable Minister, Mr. Sempala has been introduced as your representative in this council. Honourable Minister, second, I want to congratulate the chair and the director. I've seen a lot of achievement that we cannot again repeat. Congratulations, and as a department, a sub-sector, we are very happy with everything you are doing. Last, Honourable Minister, I want to say that yes, we are on the right track as far as skills development is concerned. We have a policy. However, due to COVID-19, we got some challenges that we have not performed as we expected. But again, as a sub-sector, we are appreciating COVID-19 that has challenged us and is making TVET to shine. Whatever we are seeing right now, and if we want the economy of the country to go forward, it is only TVET with the key for this. We have a lot of innovation that we have to put in place to manage what is there currently now. And because of that, and in relation to what the director said, for SPEDA and other people who are ready for assessment, as soon as we reopen, Honourable Minister, we have put in place plans to do the assessment. As soon as we reopen, which we are waiting for your direction, I thought that I needed to inform the public that we shall do the assessment for all people who have acquired skills formally and non-formally by DIT, and the director is just ready to do that, inshallah. Honourable Minister, with those few remarks, I have just used the 2 minutes of the time. Allow me to invite my director, who is representing the Permanent Secretary, to make her remarks. Thank you very much.
Honourable Minister of State for Higher Education representing Mama, colleagues from the Ministry of Education and Sports, Chairperson and members of ITC, Director and members of staff of DIT, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Honourable Minister, on behalf of the peers, allow me join the Commission and the management of this institution in welcoming you to the release of the assessment results for DIT this year. This is a very unique institution, as has already been said, and Honourable Minister, it occupies a very special position. This institution occupies a very special position in the demography of educational institutions in our country. It is the only institution of its kind where we assess non-formal training and is recognized by government, and therefore it has that special position. What makes it even more unique is the focus that it has in the role of defining the occupational standards and skills for the world of work, and the skills assessment for non-formal education training institutions. So you can get a skill even when you have not gone to school. This is unique, and many people did not know about this until the recent times, and therefore we really need to support this institution. So, and I was very happy when I heard the chair say that even when you have a degree and a PhD, you can come to this institution and your skills are assessed. And that also makes it even more unique. So because of that degree of inclusiveness, the BTVET subsectors gained strategic prominence for its potential to accommodate both formal and informal training for employment of our people. The subsector has therefore emerged as a very suitable alternative career path for the large number of Ugandan youth that we have in and out of school. I always tell parents, investment in TVET is investment in wealth. And when you invest there, you know that there is lifetime savings and lifetime income. I want to, Honourable Minister, applaud DIT for the strong partnerships that it has built with the private sector and the players in the world of work. Congratulations, DIT. We will all remember that for some time in the past, the BTVET subsector training attracted public criticism for being detached from the realities of the world of work. Now, because of the strong partnerships and collaboration with employers, the trend is changing. What we see now, Honorable Minister, the fruits of the 10-year Skilling Uganda strategic plan that was put in place some time back, which emphasized partnerships, inclusiveness, and ensuring that every Ugandan can access quality skills training. Allow me in a very special way appreciate the dedicated leadership and efforts of the technical team at this institution. I want to acknowledge and appreciate the great leadership of the director. He has exhibited in executing the mandate, the functions, and ensuring the visibility of this institution. Honorable Minister, sometime in the past, not many people knew what DIT does. And I can now see a lot of people beginning to understand, and that explains even the numbers and why they are increasing. So leadership plays a critical role in making an institution what it is. And indeed, the director here has proved that even with little, so much can be done, and he has done it. I want obviously to add and thank the chairperson and members of the council very much for the support that you have given the director that has made him perform. On that note, Honorable Minister, I want to thank you so much for coming again to perform this function, and it's now my pleasure to invite you to talk to your people and release the results.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Director and Acting PS. Owekitiibwa ennyo Katikkiro wa Busoga, and the Chairperson of the Industrial Training Council, my friend, the representative of the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education and Sports, Director, and all officials from the Ministry, members of the Training Council, management and the staff of DIT, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm sure you are all aware that I stand in to represent the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, who was invited to preside over this function, and she actually prepared, but due to equally important state duties elsewhere, she's been unable, and she asked me to come and deliver her message. But before I deliver her message, allow me to make only 3 comments as the Minister in charge of supervising this institution. 1, I want to thank you for the warm welcome. The color, the beauty, the organization, the arrangement. You are unique. I was very happy to see that when it came to singing the national anthem, all of you were participating. I was embarrassed yesterday, so I visited some institution somewhere. They failed to sing the national anthem, and we were stuck. I wanted to take over, but protocol was not allowing me. I want to thank you very much. I want to associate myself with the comments made by the Permanent Secretary about the quality of leadership in this institution, about the quality of work in this institution. I was very happy when I heard the supervisor of this staff here. You know, so many times we send you staff and you wonder what happens in the ministry. But this time I was very, very happy to hear the supervisor saying that there is order in this institution. I loved it. Thank you very much for being a very obedient servants. Very obedient servants, as evident from many things, even taking the message from His Excellency the President about coronavirus very seriously. I was given a gift on entry of a DIT mask. I want to thank you very much. I wish people out there could emulate what's happening in DIT. Even putting on a mask has become a problem. Why? This is for your good. I'm sorry I'm not taking off this because this is the directive. And you have no option. Once the president says do that, that's law. I also feel very uncomfortable, but that's the law. I want to thank DIT very much for that. I want to make an assurance just to Antoine that nobody is going to threaten your existence. You stay. As the permanent secretary said, you have a special position, you have special status in the arrangements of the ministry. So don't get worried by what you hear, what you read on the Facebook. Oh, this is Rugambo. You are here to stay. I want to agree with the chairperson of the council that really we need to be serious. Why do we keep somebody acting for years? If he's not capable, throw him out. What is it that I'm saying? I'm directing the permanent secretary, Minister of Education and Sports, to make sure that within the shortest time possible, you do away with all those officers who are not performing, instead of keeping them in acting capacity for years and years. And they confirm, like I can see, Yakatonda, from what I've heard and what I've seen. I'm not campaigning for you, but I think you have got my point. You are here to stay. Time has run out, I'm told. Mama's message. She sends very warm and prayerful greetings to all of you. And she's saying it's a great pleasure for her to officiate at this function, where you'll be releasing the 9th series of Directorate of Industrial Training, Occupational and Modular Assessment results for the period of October, November, and December 2019. On behalf of the Ministry of Education and Sports, and on my own behalf, I wish to convey my profound gratitude to the chairperson and members of the Industrial Training Council for their continued guidance to the Directorate and the tireless efforts towards this achievement. Chairperson, congratulations and appreciation from Mama. Last year, I urged DIT to explore more avenues for encouraging Ugandans to embrace skills assessment and certification. I'm pleased to learn about the increment in enrollment from 45,957 in 2018 to 62,772 candidates in 2019. These students have all been assessed and certified along the principles of competence-based assessment in Uganda Vocational Qualification Framework. I'm equally pleased that the assessment centers have also increased from 1,006 in 2018 to 1,089 in 2019. This is very commendable. The diversification of DIT to cover sections of secondary schools in the country is a very welcome development. The implementation of this dual system of education will increase the opportunities for our learners by giving them a chance to study both generic and vocational education systems concurrently. This is what we are implementing in the new lower secondary school curriculum, as it exposes the learners to different learning methods. It also makes learning more practical, more interesting, and produces citizens who are enterprising and will be able to meet the demands of the world of work. Colleagues, I'm also happy to hear that a UPE primary school, together with some of its teachers and head teacher, were subjected to skills assessment and certification, which is a new strategy in rebranding technical vocational education and training. I'm made to understand that this school is from Barada. I want to hear, when we come back here next year, this good practice spread all over the country, include even Karamoja. We have got to find ways of marketing and rebranding. Activate. Because this is the way to go if you are to get out of this poverty. This is where money oozes from. But just because people don't know, now the senior sixers who are waiting to join the university, everybody is thinking about going to the university. To do what? Going to the university. No, I want to commend you, Mr. Chair, very much for this initiative. You recall that in the NRM manifesto on 2016-2021, our government pledged to increase access to education at all levels with special emphasis on skills acquisition. We continue as government to pursue this pledge by supporting skilling initiatives like the presidential initiative on skilling the girl and boy child respectively, government-aided non-formal skills training program under my ministry, and 3, the skills development facility under private sector foundation in Uganda. I'm very pleased to learn that all these categories are assessed and certified by DIT. And DIT, you are doing already good work. I'm also happy that some others are among the candidates whose results we are releasing today. I continue, as your minister, to urge Ugandans, especially the youth, to utilize the available skilling opportunities put in place by government to acquire relevant, marketable skills that suit the dynamic world which we live in today. I want us to persuade you, motivate, encourage the young people to utilize the available opportunities to skill themselves. Why? That's where the jobs are. The youth will be very dangerous if they are not employed. The jobs are there. 2, as the director took us through, there is that progression. You start with almost nothing. You can end up being a PhD doctor in case you are interested. She was taking us through. You can start with level 1, level 2, level 3, and all these can push you up to a PhD equivalent. In the past, you would say that, but now the system has been streamlined. You are able to get there. There is that progression. 3, this is where government has decided to put money. Just without even including this skilling program. This is where government is putting money. I was looking at the budget, which was read out recently. Over 200 billion. Over. And we are going to put there more so that all Ugandans acquire the badly needed skills for employment. I want to congratulate the candidates whose results we are releasing today upon this great achievement. And I would like to encourage you to continue training, continue skilling yourselves, improving your skills, and progress to higher levels of competence along your occupation lines. As I conclude my remarks, I would like to commend the private sector, our development partners, industries, enterprises, and all BTVET stakeholders for partnering with the government to ensure that the skills development agenda gains momentum as a response to the employment needs of our country, Uganda. On the same note, I would like to commend the Industrial Training Council, the leadership and the staff of DIT, as well as other relevant government bodies who have been working very closely with the DIT towards achieving this milestone. Dear friends, my remarks would be incomplete without a comment on COVID-19 and the adverse effects it has had on our day-to-day lives. While our institutions have closed in order to ensure safety of our learners and the teachers, I would like to urge our parents to engage our children in homeschooling. The other day I was talking about homeschooling, Now I want to add home skilling. Take them to be cooks. He was telling us about cooks. Teach them to be carpenters during this period of lockdown. Go and work with them. That's a skill. Those who will survive and those who will be rich in this century are the people who are multi-skilled. You have the whole of this lockdown to impart skills to our children. That's what Mama is asking. She's saying that she's well informed that DIT is ready, more than ready, to assess these skills once the lockdown is fully lifted. You'd now be imparting skills. One day the lockdown is going to be lifted, and you all come here and get certificates, worker passes. Why not? What happens? I want to congratulate those who are going to skill their children during these holidays, because you are preparing them to become rich. We also need to remain alert and stay safe during these difficult times. Please wear your face mask. Mama is talking. Please wear your face mask. Wash your hands regularly and avoid unnecessary movements. With those few remarks, it's now my pleasure to officially release the 9th series of the Directorate of Industrial Training Assessment results to the general public for God and my country. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Hey, by the way, I didn't congratulate the chairperson. You kept saying that he's ready. You see how energetic he has become. He's even fit for something more than just what he was talking about. But chairperson, on a serious note, congratulations for being the first chairperson to participate in this scientific release. There will never be any other.
Okay, thank you so much. Please take your seats. We have the next item on the agenda. So we have our members from my colleagues from the press. If you have any question, please pass it on before the minister goes, or our chairperson. Anyone? Yes, Patience from Daily Monitor. Jackie, please pass it
on. My name is Patience Imsibu. I work with Daily Monitor. My interest, Honorable Minister, is why do government institutions continue to import locally made products? Could it be that the locally made products are expensive or they are of low quality?
Thank you. Thank you, Patience. I think, should we take another one? Is there any other person? Maybe we can take 3 questions at a go. Any other member of the press with a question? Thank you. Okay. Let's answer Patience, and I think we shall be done with the press.
I think Patience is the best person to answer this, because I've seen and I enjoy reading Patience's work. She has written a lot about boo-boo, boo-boo, boo-boo. Have you heard about boo-boo? Now why do I waste my time? There is already a policy in place. It's your responsibility, it's my responsibility to enforce that policy that discourages donating money to outsiders, that discouraging donating jobs to outsiders. I don't think I should add anything more than that. Thank you very much, Patience, for the good writing, the good work you do. I read and enjoy your work.
Okay.
Hey, I thought you were done.
Any question? Any more question? No?
My name is Aiden Tamale. We need a brief in Uganda, and we call it a day.
So we are done. Okay, maybe let's go to the next item on the agenda. It's just group photo, and we shall take it from here. And sorry. Oh, Luganda sound bite. Okay. Please come for Luganda version. Agatali konfufu. Agatali konfufu. Telephina.
Ajat is going to talk them in Luganda.
Luganda version. BBC.
Muluganda, what do you want? Kali, Mama's message. Olwaleero Directorate, olwaleero gwe mulundi ogw'omwenda nga Directorate of Industrial Training efulumya ebivudde mu kupima kwa obukugu bw'Abannayuganda abeetaba mu bigezo oba mu kupimibwa ebyaliwo mu mwezi gwa October, November ne December omwaka oguwedde. Okusinziira ku reports ezituweereddwa council n'abakulira ekitongole kino, kiraga bulungi nti abaana beeyongedde oba Bannayuganda beeyongedde okwettanira okufuna obukugu, omuzungu zayita skills, mu bintu ebyenjawulo: manufacturing, agriculture, tourism n'ebintu bingi abantu byafunyemu obukugu. Kinsanyusiza nnyo nga minisita okulaba nti abaana abawala benyigidde nnyo mulundi guno mu kukuguka mu bintu ebyenjawulo okusinga abaana abalenzi. Newankubadde era ndowooza namba zikyali ntono, naye namba zigenze zeeyongerako. Maama mu bubaka bwe akulisizza abaana ebigezo results ezakomyewo nga bayitidde ddala bulungi, n'asaba yanakubira omulanga abazadde n'abayizi abali mu luwummula luno oluwanvu tugezeeko okukozesa oluwummula luno okulaba nga buli omu abaako kyayamba omwana we okukugukamu ekinamusobozesa okufuna omulimu. Anti kigambibwa nti abo bokka bokka banaaba n'obukugu oba skills eziwerako bebajja okusobola okugaggawalira mu kyasa kino. Bw'oba osobola, kyandibadde ng'okitwala nti tteeka abaana tubeere nabo mu luwummula, tubayigirize okufumba, tubayigirize okulima, tubayigirize okukola bizinesi, tubayigirize omulimu gwe mulowooza nti okusinziira ku bukujjukujju bw'omwana wo, omwana oyo senga aba agenze n'ayiga okuweesa, alifuna ekigulira magala eddiba tusobole okugoba obwavu. Twebazizza DIT leadership olw'obukulembeze obulungi. Twesunga okulaba nti Bannayuganda bangi abalina obukugu bajja ku DIT babapime, babawe certificate, mugende mu industry, mugende mutandika emirimu, mugende mufune emirimu. Ebyo tebimala, mumbulye mmwe kimwagala. Chairman wa Training Council atutegeezezza nti ekimu ku biyinza okuba nga speed kwe badde baddukira sije baddukirako olw'okuba nti abamu ku bakozi bamaze emyaka nga bali mu acting capacity. Minisita alagidde permanent secretary ensonga eyo agitunulemu mu bwangu. Bwabaawo abantu abalabika nti bali mu bifo nga tebabijjaamu babiveemu, ababisobola babitwale, emirimu gisobole okutandika. Permanent secretary asabiddwa mu bbanga eritasukka ddene okubanga atunuddemu mu bantu nange nkooye nga minisita okulaba acting. Ekyo kimala. Bambuuzizza mbu amasomero gadde muddi nti ffe nga minisitule y'ebyenjigiriza n'emizannyo tuli mu ffumbiro, tuli mu kuteekateeka, tuli ku plan eneetusobozesa okuggulawo amasomero gonna aga waggulu n'aga wansi. Naye ng'ekigendererwa ku ekyo tuluddewo kubanga pulaani gye tuliko nkulu nnyo kubanga ekwata ku bulamu bw'abaana. Twagala katwebuuza ku bantu ba stakeholder, abazadde, abakwatibwako ensonga z'ebyenjigiriza mwenna, kitusobozese okuvaayo ne pulaani ejja okuyamba abaana baffe gye banaagenda mu masomero okubeera nti balamu, okubeera nti tebagenda kufunirayo bulwadde, kuba abaana bwe bugagga bwaffe. Bwe tunaamala okwebuuza, tunalaba nga okwebuuza tukumaze bulungi, ekigendererwa mu ekyo kwe kulaba nti pulaani gye tunaafulumya ejja kubanga y'abannayuganda bonna nga ffenna tugi owuninga. Kyekigendererwa mu nsonga eno. Bwe tunaamala pulaani yaffe okwebuuza tujja kuwanjulira kabineeti pulaani yaffe nga ab'ebyenjigiriza. Kabineeti kyeneesalawo kyekinaavaamu olunaku lwonoonya abaana lwe banaatandikirako. Naye njagadde kusaba abazadde mwenna abalina abaana baffe, abaana baffe tubalabirire bulungi, abaana baffe tubayigirize emirimu, tubateeketeeke. Ne banaabeera mu luwummula banaaluweddeko bajja kujja ku DIT wano nga babapima obukugu bwabwe. Ka certificate ako kalitwala mu industry anaafuna omulimu oba kalikozesa kwetandikirawo omulimu nga professional nga director bw'atunyonyodde. Please.
Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let's stand for closure, but we are going to close with the national anthems. We shall start with the East African anthem and then the Uganda anthem. I've been advised that we skip the photograph session due to COVID. Yes, so DJ, the East African anthem.
Mungu twaomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tulilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshikamano viwe msingi wa umoja wetu, na tulinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Viwandani na hata mashambani tufanye kazi sote kwa makini, tujitoe kwa hali na mali, tulijenge jumuiya bora. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That marks the closure of our ceremony, but administratively, lunch is already